here comes the group up towards short, though. Sen, after playing a very slow default for a minute, are ready to exec.
I'm going to have Showers control, though. They're setting up Prime to the util. Dizzy over the top, Horn to follow through. Gives them access to the front of it. Again, they have to watch for the Showers control. Icy, this time with reinforcements, TP and quick onto the trail as well. JungQT cannot hold his ground. It's dropped at a moment's notice, but the spike has been planted. You got that extension and a reflank occurring. Rapidly approaching Jonah P. There's a shot to the head straight away. Sassy gonna be dropped. Ted's going for more. Trying to lock it down into the short angle, but G2 fundamentally.
Now that is going to be a very large difference between the way that these two teams function. Because Sen are running the deadlock. So having that Viper Orb in certain spots around the map, normally B long or on the A default, that's something Sen do not have access to at all.
They hit the go button. Gonna try and get this plan down onto the side as well. Trent will attempt to play spoiler, any sort of denial that he can do, but they still get the plan down, so extension forwards, plenty of bodies running straight towards it.
One enemy remaining.
Building up those ults as well, but clinical stuff from G2.
Very quick and backs.
Unfortunate timing, the smoke in their faces, but Sen not going to be discouraged. Sending out a Dizzy, that's pre-aimed. Making sure that he deals with that one. Nade rebounding. Here in the wingman going forward. Somali as well. Ricocheting straight up, and that will be denying the plan, at least for the first wave of things here. Still 28 seconds. Got to get a move on. A fight now into Shower. Sassy. He's got to lock down and hold down this spot and position. His team is going to be counting on him to have control of this area. Might be calling for the backup and reinforcements, but Trent is just making this tricky business to try and clear him out entirely, and he's going to get back up himself. It's another TP. Dizzy dealt with and shot down as well with G2. They're flooding them, swarming them, the positions. Doesn't matter about this subpar weaponry. Ult in the face to take. Bounces both of them. Star-crossed lovers, what the hell can you do? But a fight on the side is all that matters. It's Valen sticking. Safety in numbers, no chance to send there. What? Cleared, Icy. Just peek his head over there. Tap from Zelsis, pushed back by the mosh pit. The smoke fades away. Got the satchel to disengage.
Super odd moment there. He's stuck in front of the wall while his teammate's behind it.
G2 looking to increase that tempo though. P being turned up, they're trying to flood their way back in, spamming into the corners. They are worried about these positions, and spot seekers have to be used. Judge shot goes off, that's rattled, that does put fear into you. Strikes it deep into the heart. G2 want nothing to do with Lamps. Gonna be going for the out to extremities here of this side of the side as well. Wingman onto the plant, that's gonna be denied as well, but still the feed is built up with entirely green G2. They're dominating this one. JungQT is the last one left. JungQT, annihilation, it's on, the time is bought. And he's just waiting for the sound cue. But it's given up. JungQT realizing it. That's a win in his books. And a round on the board for Sentinels.
Whoops.
Whoopsies. Big miss.
Can't pick that up anymore.
Exactly. No second go around, but it won't matter anyway. Sentinels once more running the same playbook. Straight into the A side as well, clearing out most of these players here. There's a lot of util to try and push them back and away. Lamps control is going to be vitally important. You can see them looking to fight this. 3 players side by side, shoulder to shoulder. G2 not giving this one up, but still can they maintain their composure against the rifle fire? Yes, they can. Rocket earned and sent. And JungQT is dropped. Sassy. It's the last one left here. It's got to do it with a Bulldog in hand, but not able to put up a fight, not against Icy. Ult looking to be committed. Valen. Orbital strike in his hands. Doesn't go for it though. There's danger in this round with Zekken earning up his own rocket. Zelsis also with the orbital strike. How does this get played? Where's that one getting used? Push it back into Lamps. Only the one. Sassy's going to be cleared out. Peace of mind at least. Jonah P trying to wrap this one around still. Like I said, there is still that danger in the round itself. Valen attack, trying to force it out. Jonah P gets spotted as well. Across the map, it's a volley. It's going to be landing once more, not half onto this spike. Time being bled straight off this clock. Jonah P still needs to land a few of these shots. Celsius holding it with the ult, still choosing to commit it. Apparently feeling like this one is potentially winnable, but they've just been cleaned up.
There's no
time, though. There's no time. It's ticked away.
Took them so long. And all of a sudden, you've got time. They're going to go fast up short here, look for a kill. Intense has the op out of nowhere.
Yeah, okay. This guy's doing his something cosplay.
What's that actually had that wild situation outside Showers. But here, full clear of Hookah, clear into sight. The ult's magnificent on by.
That gets so deep. And you can see they slow things down, so that you actually don't know what's going on if you're G2 right now.
Just enough of a pause as well. Rotations are finally arriving here. Leaf, straight shots. Nothing quite landing. The barrier mesh in his face. A lot of utils going to be committed. Expended out here to try and push these players out of the spot. But again, John QT not to be removed. And again, this wall is just causing too many problems. Round 2. So Thrash being used on equal size, I think, is going to be sending it flying. Detainment, at least catching the one, but still holding it down. Zekken perched up on high, delivering, raining down to death blows. Nade to follow.
It's so interesting to see as well the dueling Thrashes. We've had him. Both times they've been active.
Initiator opping on both sides.
Yeah. Just trying to spot each other out. It's all about who has the better reaction. The Celsius. He takes one to the chest.
And not a single smoke used by Celsius either, so that's a huge first pick coming out of Jonah P.
It's got to be a wake-up call for Sentinels. No smokes now to use on their own. Might have to just opt into a lot of contacting.
But 10's in the roll. See what he can do. Nobody's showing themselves at all, and Jonah P's rotated here.
Yes, a shot. The whistle's passed. 10s will finally land it. Still no control though. Out towards over into Lance. A mosh pit. All on top. The grab net. No timing. No, they just don't receive it on towards the back end. Sassy trying to wrap it around. Let's complete that pincer maneuver, and they do clean up these players. Wall finally dropped down with the barrier mesh. Another obstacle is going to be
there's space there.
Difficult.
There's space there. They don't know.
Oh, he's wiggled his way right past, yet still 10s.
And this op from 10s has been getting incredible value.
Grabbing it already with the value to Prowler as well. A little bit of spam and a few bullets might do it. Sees all in. There's no way, man. There's absolutely no chance. And still, the fight continues. They've wrapped the Showers players around with ICB and dropped around, forced down into the open. At least the issue, Celsius. This guy.
It wasn't audio issues. There were no audio issues. He was installing cheats.
What they put in those in-ears.
Yeah, weaker by G2 will see very little value. Sen in full control now of this map. It feels like it's just shifted over.
One enemy remaining.
Ultimate ready.
And now gets another. Yeah, I mean, hunting out the remnants.
Annihilation online. 2 away here. Nade and Icy's ult. They can delay plant for a long time to buy time for those rotates.
That might be an issue for them as well. Seeing it come through with a satchel as a showstopper. Rebounding it around. Annihilation not sure if there is that connection. Still Valen, he's rapid onto it. Approaches the angle, backs away now, buying time and space for the rest of his team. They're fast onto the flank themselves. 2 players wrapping this one. Sentinels need to stick this. Get this extension into the play. 10's at least aware of the fact that he could have missed this chance and opportunity, and the timing, it's gone. Past and beneath him, flash into their faces, just about dodged. Nobody has given him an inch, and there's the wraparound. Finally, the backstab occurring. Celsius has to put a stop to this, considering using the util as well, but he won't be saving it for the post plant. And again, that discipline on display. G2 not giving anything away, fully grouped up, making sure that they can face all of these fights together. Util points it out and paints that picture out perfectly. He does have that safety, at least it's an anchoring smoke for him to play around. Both of them propped up. It's a wall that's been drawn, a line in the sand still. Zekken, of course he's gonna step over it. He's eager to draw blood.
Got his ult from that one as well.
He's cleared out most of it. 2 players now gonna be wrapping this one out through. There's the TP also coming out, away! And reset of the aim just enough here. Thrash has to connect, orbital strike to punish as well. Showstopper in the hands of Zekken. It's anarchy occurring into the server. Orbital strike somehow getting the kill, and Zekken did not know which way to look. 2v3. Tumultuous here for Sentinels. Single kill could do it though. Potential trying to stay alive, drop down Icy. So fast onto the line. Celsius now, it's the last one left. Bit of spam maybe, but that might be some false confidence. Potentially thinks that he got that one. Leaf gonna be sticking it, bodyguarded all the way. And Iraq's gonna be sailing right over. They're gonna be able to take this one in time at a nightfall. With Scatters, it's a good connection, at least onto the 3 to see over the top. You gotta pick and choose your targets quite carefully. Right from the side, it's Zekken. He will respond in kind. Out wide, snappy, almost magnetic. He makes it look easy. Difficult spot that G2 are pushed into. Valen, not expecting it. Second, so damn active onto these angles. One more from the ace. Prowler spots it. Nade sent flying. Bit of a handshake in the air from it. See. Gotta make a go of this. Out through and White shuts him down. No ace in sight, yet still surely time has been bought. And off of that one, noise contact sent. Just holding it, slightest of off angles. Want the players to face him though. You know G2, whenever they make a play, always going to be doing it with the numbers advantage.
Well, that wasn't a mistake from TenZ, but he just lost the 1v2.
And there's a fast play from Sentinels themselves. Nades again sailing past one another. Just trying to fight for this one. Control. It's not being given up entirely here to Sentinels. Still with that showers fight. Taken leave. One shot to the body. Brings him down. All weakened up here, but it's an open B site for the taking. G2 happy to capitalize.
They might have to triple TP. They don't have time anymore to actually rotate through spawn, but they'll go for it. And that gives so much room for G2 to get anywhere they want. And they have to take time to even clear this round. Unfortunately, Sentinels overcommitting through that TP.
They thought they had the read on what was going on, right? They thought it was bait over towards B long, finish A, and Valen adds an extra loop, an extra wrinkle.
Get him, wingman.
Trent just pulling the util out of them here. Sentinels really struggling, just trying to take the timing straight past that one with the Dizzy. There's a molly at their feet. G2!
One of the best fragging IGLs we've had.
Yeah.
All year.
Exactly what this series is. Another part of the stakes, though, just being laid up on top of this one. There's no way Zekin's just getting out. I mean, defended.
That's crazy.
Leaf dropped. He was the one with a pistol. Celsius tucked up, close, just trying to play the anti-flash position, but the protocols in place here for G2 should be an easy take for that B site.
So one of the weird rounds, actually, where they were on the 4-1 on the round after the pistol, the one player doesn't find the stack, dies, but they decide to commit into the stack anyway. They knew there were 3 players over towards B, they just thought, brute force it, and they worked.
Go get him, buddy.
Be hoping to collect up any eco kills, generate a few of these ults. Bit far away from it, G2. Okay.
I'm sorry, there's something special about the way G2 is shooting today. They've been playing so well all year, but this is Sentinels we're talking about, and some of these I'm just like, okay, what?
Their deadlock can be very good in these kind of spots over towards B on bind.
And this is the portion of time right now where Sentinels can take massive advantage of the information they're gathering. Saucy just prowlered into showers. You saw G2 have one of these types of rounds where they dog down B long, saw nothing, and flanked really fast. But Sentinels not doing anything with that information.
Oh, he's spawning too much here. Trailblazer needs to be broken. Grabbing it in response to it, but they're going to be squeezed. Barrier mesh, hello, that makes things very damn awkward. Straight in through, onto the side as well. They are just overwhelming it. Brute force. Name of the game here for G2, still with a plant online. And the reinforcements of Sentinels.
Thanks, Wings.
Just lacking that timing for now. Now grouped up and catching this one still. Bullets to the side, traded. I see there, making sure to shut down Zekin. 2v3 still for Sentinels, and they do have a slight weapon advantage, but only slight. Still getting a bit of a move on a run-up. Trent is happy to just play the close quarters angle.
TenZ has actually been quite disciplined. He did get caught out on the pistol round, but it wasn't because he overstepped himself. G2 eventually had to force the fight, as they're having to do now. Senna not giving them free ones.
Looking to try and send this one up straight
Wow.
to A. That's a late flank occurring.
Grenade!
Too sure the point of that one is still with the nade. Teleport to the nade, TP, yep, straight back and over.
Yeah, but they didn't actually leave.
30
Through
seconds
into B, they
left.
didn't leave themselves. Shunky Tudo, a bit of a scramble from him. Offloading this utility, seeking some sort of advantage into the fight as well. Up and over, that was accidental.
Second often.
Right through him, and yeah, Rocket does find out that value. Plant still down though, that was not pushed back. Leaf. He's going to be able to play this one into the post. Him and Jonah P drops down the orb just for him to reposition. He's out and away. Tiniest of margins, it drops down.
That's the gun.
Still wingman onto the defuse as well. Needs to be denied. Mosh pit into the corner. Where do you stand? There's nowhere. Just tickling onto the toes as well. Gives TenZ the easy one. Jonah P now. 1v2. Damage done. We can target. TenZ got a rifle. 1v1 still. No tap, no forcing of the issue. Dizzy has to be hit. Jonah P. Complete control. The rifle aim.
How many times have we seen a late pivot?
Valent's just working him into a pretzel right now with a lot of this calling because there's
No
no
Thrash.
bodies to even watch this one. Yep, no Thrash going to be committed either. Let's try and get themselves in. We'll be having that one for the post plant. That's even if they can get themselves into it. Orbital strike. Backing away, wards them, at least for now. G2 won't be able to get that plant down. And Leaf, he's going walks about. At least still going to be spotted here. Trent with another tap. Trying to force this one, still with that deadlock util. It's up and away, but the space and the side is given. Oh, coverage! Trying to catch that one. Bullet to the back of the head, not quite there, Valen. Making sure that his sight was cleanly set onto it. Now the Thrash plant again, being pushed back and away. It is chaos into the mix. Thrash of his own, right around to the side as a detainment, and we're seeing every single possibility. G2, they've just dominated it. Plant, shut down, time is of the essence.
They can't get it back.
Celtics just needs to stay alive. Swarms, everyone after him. It's barely there. Pretty far away from any likelihood of that engagement. You are right. It's a risk there with that angle. Needs to be watched for. Down to the minute. Okay.
And that's already calling Zekin off. Meanwhile, there's still 2 players here. Good thing that John has that wall up.
Now you're going to see the scurrying away these players. I mean, Sentinels just completely giving this one up. This is still Showers being held by Valen the entire time.
He's planning to wait out this wall and then hit. It's going to be so low the time.
Yep, just breaking it down now, though. Going to see if they can take this one forwards, making sure they deal all the appropriate utility. Plant goes down, and there was nobody onto the side from Sen to even deny it still. Ults have to be used. There's a showstopper around to the side. An adjustment there. Snaps it to the floor. Icy bringing down second. G2 looking primed and ready. Lighting up the feed.
G2 know that there's a stun behind this smoke. It's been the setup in a number of situations. They ran into it one time, weren't punished though.
And look at this, finally, Sentinels taking some advantage of the slowness of G2. They've got a lot of info, but Zelsa's in trouble.
He's got to be worried. Bullets are firing through. Zelsis. He's in the danger zone!
Excuse me?
Absolutely absurd stuff. Jonah just drops him, and with that, first kill going away. Barry Mesh dropped down. Sentinels the only consolation. This fast flank occurring. They're going to be rapid through with it. Caesar's dropped down on Annihilation to buy them a little bit more time. Night Thought flank follows through. It's all concatenated. Flank is denied. Damage is done to all of them, but it has to be the spray through second at least. Dropping Jonah P, wading through the murky depths there. The smoke not covering it. John QT just none the wiser. Only 2 to stand from Sentinels here. And this is the map. G2. Complete control. Second having to get a marathon sprint on even just to regroup. Time taken away with a pit drop down. There is no chance at this point. It has to be with a lock on the side of these Sen players. So they want to stay in this map. Perfect in terms of discipline. G2 deny any chance of that.
And perfect.
As the kit is active, and here's emphasis being placed here by Sentinels. Looks like they want to try and pivot this potentially over towards the A side, but the door opens up wide. Horn, it's just on the G2 side of things here. Paranoia flooding through. Nothing to cover this one onto that high ground position. G2, the firing line to approach them as well. Anybody who just tries to skip their way through already with that casualty. Zekin going down. Now John QT sticking the plan. Paranoia soups its way past. Already G2 getting some bodies now onto the side. Looking to try and take this one a bit more fast. Again with the approach, doubled up, still with that discipline. Nothing missing in terms of the pieces. A tap already from Valen, looking for that first wave of util. Everyone pre-aiming up to the skies. Sliders and gaps into the smokes as well, and the tiniest of differences might make all the difference here for G2. Still doubled up, tripled up, trying to find these. Fast flank, round from the back, Tens is trying to deliver it. Again, low on HP though, 5 just to work with. He's got a contestant tangle with all.
Are just making everything so scary when you go around any corner.
You've got a hero build these guys. Jonah P onto this B side as well. This guy's a menace.
What are these smokes, these gap smokes that G2 are throwing out? They did in the last round too, on the post plant.
And just leaving these openings here, but G2 with the right read of things. Not being dissuaded. I mean, Icy's on the other side of the map, just locking down the entire A avenue. So they know this is going to be landing towards B or C. They've got the read, indicators there. Backup arrives. Flawless here. Nobody falling here for G2. It's going to be a real.
They're not going to get it. G2 are playing quite passive. They're going to open up the door. Valen might be under trouble because of that door open.
Just spotted second. There's no way.
I mean, he's challenging.
Commits right past. He wants a challenge. He'll take it. Straight up. Space gain and granted. Trent now with a job to try and drop this one, hold it back as well. Sees, plants it deep onto the corner. Will prevent them from really trying to push it back and out, but a util supplementary in nature. It's perfect there from Sentinels. Tens with the flash, and Celtics can hear all the footsteps. Final player. Icy. Notified. Smoked off. Very little in terms of the chances they're really even giving him. Oh yeah. You'll see a skirmish popping off, aren't you? Grab net, that's a connection.
Oh, the nade!
And the nade!
He's dead!
Gun! Oh! Barely surviving. Still Annihilation was committed and used as well.
They're trying to break him out, but he's
even
dead.
Valorant, yeah, I mean, there's no safety there, is there? Absolutely no.
Oh my God!
Whoa! What happened there?
Why did he survive?
They shot him out at the last second.
That one you just don't expect.
What is Jonah up to here?
Deep push up.
Doesn't get seen.
What? He's getting away with it. Murder in action, still wants to hold his ground, but eventually has to concede up that space. Now towards C Mountain now. Any sort of hesitancy that might just be stepping into Sentinel's place. Still going to be farming up that orb though. Zekken now, one away from the showstopper. Leave just waiting. Odin in hand, Trent re-clearing. Great information for G2 to work off, even with the player down situation. They gotta know this one is gonna be landing and ending over towards C. Here's the util, waves of it now. Emanating out, not slowing down as Boombot and a Prowler, but still got to contest. And tangle with this guy, Leaf. Locking it down to us, but bang! That rifle aim is sharp from Tens.
Big round.
Real precise. Trent off to the side, might be able to get a cheeky one just barely there, but now alerted to his position.
Still got 2 Prowlers to get through this.
It's a lot to ask for. Might be able to follow it, maybe a bit of luck in question.
8 bullets.
8 bullets. It's all been spent. You need quite a lot to try and do the job here. 4. Not much left. Doubled up discipline. Besides the point now, though. That's a hail of lead there. You're not surviving. They already know. Hello. Okay, there we go.
That's the second round, though, that Jonah P's really pushed up over towards C. Now, while there's action happening on the other side of the map, Jonah in the previous got himself pushed up right next to a cyber cage and tried to play underneath the camp.
I know exactly where you are.
That's unusual for G2. They don't normally push out and try to create solo situations for their players. A read on how Sen are going to play the map, perhaps, but it hasn't really worked just yet.
And around the rosies. Nobody onto the B side to contest this one. Nade's going to sail past, grab net, barrier mesh, all going to be enveloping. Nobody can really press past this one. Still, Sentinels in the face of Junkie T. Doesn't matter. Trying to hold it. So, okay, Odin spam away. Hey, well, hold on. Paranoia. Maybe getting a bit overzealous there. Still Icy. Hello, with the nade. The Sheriff. He's earned himself another one. Oh, here. Rocket denied. Tens plucks him out of the sky. Has to come back. And forth we go. G2 swinging out. Only down to the 1 second. He's going to pull off a miracle. Satchel pushing her back and away. Another tap as well. Into the smoke. Tracers. Point and click. Adventure game. G2 pulling it from the brink.
Rather than going out dry, and that's going to give a lot of info and time to G2 to make an informed decision.
G2 are also worried, though, that somebody's pushed upstairs. You can see them re-clearing it now. That's going to take time to allow Sentinels potentially to exec into C.
Could be disastrous, though, these nanoswarms that have been laid down for the C hit.
And Tens being all the way out here is not that big of a deal. He can always join the fight with his ult.
Sentinels just trying to sniff out where a lot of this setup is again. ADS'd up, I'm assuming, but Icy just drops 10, sending him straight back to the spectator seat. Jonah P. Molly was used a little bit prior there. 20 seconds left now. The util's going to be flying through and away. There's a cage with the slightest gap in as well. The wall opened up. Going to send their way over towards this B side. But again, nobody was watching their back, so only 11 seconds. Got to stick this plan. Barrier mesh. Finds them a lifeline, but still, this is a lot of players committed up. Close quarters in terms of the action and the fight. It's a Paranoia connection onto the 2. Disrupts that high-low setup. Sentinels won't be getting away with that one. Need to clear up into heaven. G2 still with a massive player advantage. Nightfall. They want to take this one. No crumbs. And they're still going to be just dominating every single position.
The way in which G2 come back in on the retake,
Did choose to invest, at least into this one, to grab that nade. Clears off that early angle.
Could have been dangerous. Leaf likes to play aggressive there.
Ooh, this might be a little late here from Jonah P. He might not get out.
Just full sending it. Okay, Pitt to just try and cover it. Yes! Oh, he fires right back! He's not scared of that threat. The approach as well from all of these players. Horn has to be dealt with. It is broken. Jonah P still stands his ground, holds it down, and there's so many layers to the G2 protocols, man.
They can't get in, and everybody's here now. If they push in, they're dead.
Be prime time for the pivot.
That's a great kill.
Onto Leaf.
No lockdown now available, so retake potential plummets for G2.
The util going down line as well. No alarm bot through B. Fallon's going to have to pick up that area. Icy as well. Forced to lock this down for his team. TP committed. That's TenZ. It's right behind him, actually. Just takes tree control. Icy. A lot's going to be asked of him, and he will deliver. Paranoia glides through. The prediction is elite.
Icy is just different today.
Who is this guy?
I have the spike.
If this is the level of player that they're going to have moving into playoffs, potentially moving into champs, how do you stop G2?
Everything going right for them. And the firepower was always a question mark, but now you cannot question it. It's forced TenZ into this 1v3. Lurked as well.
They're playing so solid, too. Look at the setup inside the stairs.
Yeah.
Now they know.
So patient,
10 seconds
waiting it out. Time against them. They see the tether, the trail, points it directly to TenZ. There will be no escape from that.
But for John, he's got so much more on his plate as well to think about from an IGL's perspective. Maybe he just hasn't had time to put in the work.
There's the lockdown.
They're so ready for this, man. Already with the setup as well. Now the storm's not clear from Prior. How do you deal with this? It's 24 seconds on the clock.
They don't have time to get back into this. They just don't.
Entertainment. He has to drop it. I mean, he was going to be holding on to it. A hostage at a time now, and you can get the reinforcements in. G2 flooding back in with the body. Out through the back as well. And it's perfection in motion. Showstopper. Very pretty finish to the round because it's all done and over. G2. We're going to be up to that 6. This is just masterful calling.
It's immaculate from G2. Brute force, perhaps, the answer.
Yeah, they want to send it out over towards Leaf again. Nanoswarm's not really too much of a problem. Friendly fire just from the grab there. Not going to be too worried about it, though. They do have an open sight. Best chance the Sentinels have had in quite some time. Unfortunately, don't have the weaponry. That explains the eagerness. Second, he's going to be stepping up to this one. Stun. Doesn't have to worry about it as much. This is real aggression. Trying to get proactive now, at least with this hold into the post. Molly rebounds. Trip dealt with at least, but still with a massive disadvantage. Haunt in their face. Baits out the first shot. Annihilation through and over. But there should be no danger. Surely you got to imagine it clear every single possibility still to stand. Sentinels from the brink. And it's only Icy. Just like that, switches around, complete 180 through the wall.
See, exact. But Jonah P was anchoring Waterfall. I think Jonah killed Zekken. So I'm not sure the same result is going to happen here.
Volley down, Prowler. Is going to be connecting here with the C's on top of it. Zekken. Finally, striking back here. First kill for him. Ult is online, available in the back pocket.
Oh, they used the deep wall into Waterfall, but Leaf is ahead of it.
Spots out onto Valen, forces out this Paranoia. Again, the time is going to be ticking. The fuse battered away into the corner as well. Could just send it with a pre-aim and a fire. Doesn't expect Leaf. It's not cleared. He's the one who's finding all of the marks. A lot of space given up. Sentinels just willing now to play this one entirely off-site. Is there ready, at least for the mount spam. Bullets going to be raining down upon them, but do they have anything to stop this one? Nade as well follows through. I see he's got one at least with the connection. Push it through. It's perfection again. G2.
Go to champions out of any of those promoted tier 2 teams. Just exemplars of the system.
And G2, I don't know what this read is. Straight out of timeout again, just trying to punish and disrupt Sentinels this time. Very heavy committal over towards the A-Rubble fight once more. Door opens up. That's a nightfall. Will force these G2 players to at least scatter. Trent is going to be worrying and fearful, at least for his life. And Sentinels are making this feel like all that pressure coming towards A. Door's going to be broken up, though. No one expecting that wraparound trade, at least in sight. It does make it nice and even, 4 versus 4. But still that uncertainty.
TenZ used this Paranoia in desperation, and now they don't have it to actually pounce on the site anymore.
And with Sassy gone, they're lacking all initiation tools.
Slightest of pause being called, but Sentinels want to send this one forwards, flying. Jonah P, too much to really deal with. Overwhelmed. Exactly out onto the side. There was backup there in the form of Leaf, but wasn't long for this world.
Where are they going?
TP cancel, not too sure. All the way over towards C, didn't like what they saw, or at least from that neural theft.
Sentinels have a combined 69 health. I mean, almost nothing to work with.
And that creates openings, at least Tenz is going to be hearing this one. A couple of footsteps. Gives him an indicator. He has to be the one to provide them the win.
He might have missed the timing. He might have given it a little too long. No.
Looking away and around, spots the second one. Backs away, plays his life. Intelligence there, at least on show. Fast through and away, Icy still. Bit of that health advantage, but too many obstacles, surely. Yes, indeed.
Sentinel's entry player has a judge in the final round of the half.
Shadows traveling.
See if Zekken is able to get that value. Prowler and Boombot straight down, same burst. Util being used, TP in through the back. It's gonna be Valin. Treeing up back with the rest of the team now, out through B as well, spotting it again. Zekken does not have the weapon for the job here. Has to avoid most of these fights coming his way. Space garnered though. Lurks being caught. Jonah P deals with Celsius, locked down. Any sort of plans to deal with this, all being overlaid. Overlap now. These were the Nightfall. Sentinels pressed away. Knives are out. Tenz is catching them. And as well, hearing it, Icy. Sky might be the difference maker. Annihilation, not sure if that's a miss or what, but Leaf now onto the defuse, sticking, and it needs to be presence from Sentinels. They can't just give this one up. Bodies matching him. Leaf has to get off of it. Leaf demolishes it.
Again, Icy plays so well
The whole time.
Yeah, nothing slipped so far. Cam contact, seeing it, plenty of bodies. Does not alert himself, but he spotted eventually here. The paranoia gliding through, Prowler as well. These trips. G2 to want nothing to do with it. Pump fake being called.
There's
here.
nobody here.
Seconds. Yep. Full rotation away. Sentinels not leaving anybody's onto the site, at least not to contain. G2 are going to be able to get that free plant off. Trent now into it.
The timing.
He's missed it. Leaf just being inserted as well. This guy is going to be delivering that backstab. It might just be fatal. Trent as well being pushed and pressed away here. We're still with a grab net. Locked down into the corner. Celsius just peeking, taking these fights at just the right timing. It's opportunities presented now to Sentinels, but they have to try and wrap this one up, and they are being picked apart just from the side, but there's only Jonah P left to remain, and he can't land the finish.
This season it could catch.
Just a bit of a bait and switch, actually TP pass, that's actually committed
He's
by
above.
Valin. What? Oh, he's right to the side. Classic in his hands. Hello, unawareness. What is going on here?
I'm baffled that Tenz didn't get that comm from his teammate. He was right underneath him, looked like a free kill. How is Valin the one that survives?
No
How is
way.
he continuing to get value?
There's just no chance. The weapons are being handed over. The map is in disarray in terms of the defense. The Sentinels, I mean, Trent has lurked his way all the way into the C site.
Past double Sentinel utility. The trips weren't set up to catch him, and no usage of the cam. Only just now, but it's not going to realize that Trent's in such a deep position.
And somehow, actually, Leaf has jumped over both those trips.
Disaster, man. Absolute disaster here for Sentinels. Full elation after winning the pistol. Tucking down. They can't even get the kill on the Trent.
That's great movement, though.
Backing away, surely.
What are you saving here?
You're in a 2v5.
Surely.
What do you do in this spot?
Backing away, saving a gun. They don't want to keep the sting in the hands of Celsius. He's going to look for at least a couple of kills here, but they're saving the Bulldog.
You're not even getting super thrilled with damage done here for Celsius, right? The Cypher ult on defense.
Economy's still going to be flourishing here for G2. And it's a round win nevertheless as well. I mean, okay. Almost there with the ace.
I mean, that would have just been ridiculous.
To be asked for from Celsius. He's sitting pretty anchoring, but there's a storm coming here. Camely spotting the one. Grab net. Has to fall over the kill. There's no chance, man. Jonah P just spamming away. There is that return of the fire. Damage being done as well. Has slowed this push to a crawl, but G2 now finally committing to it, but they hear the jump up. Tenz accounting for that one. There's a flank. It's finally going to be falling, and speaking of falling, G2 just struggling to really get a handle onto this side. It's a flood attempt. Valin doing the most right now. Touch to the corner, the spam and the damage. Icy, he's left alone to do it all. 21 health, they just spot the body and jumping around. Classic will do it. Trying away, it's a skirmish that they want to take over towards A, at least setting up Tenz into that forward approach. Again, gives them that information, but G2 will just contacted straight up past this one. There's the punish. He's there with the Odin spam.
I like that. It's right as G2 were about to take the timing to re-clear rubble behind the Viper wall. It goes up, Odin spam comes out. And leaving TenZ posted over towards rubble. I know he had that weird situation at the beginning of a round earlier, but generally speaking, TenZ has been on fire this map. And compared to his performance on Bind, I would feel very comfortable leaving him posted. And now you're going into Cypher deadlock.
Only time we saw this was when they got over it before an engagement happened. This time, you're going to have one.
This double setup is going to be a nightmare. TP forwards, that catches Val in to trip intentional. Destroys any player that TP's through. Grounded. It's all being followed through. Nasty stuff there by Sentinels. Flawless in nature. A holds, giving it up now, still with a double setup, but a nade clears most of this one. Nothing to really obstruct. Satchel's through. On top of all of it, Valen with a TP. Any sort of punishment, it's not quite there. Sentinel's going to have to play this one, but a retake and spam from Celsius. Again, high ground position. Line of fire, straight down to him. They want to fight this one aggressively. G2 straight up through into the back of the site, trying to create some space for them as a showstopper now offloaded in response to this pit. Drop down in their faces, not a lot to work with, yet still blindly firing away. Icy cleaned up in the process. Losing players here, but with the pit remaining, Jonah P no longer a problem. He's picked off, and with it, the pit will fall. Leaf has to do a lot. A little bit too much to overcome. Trent, slightly ajar, taps away, no way, forcing into the 1v1. And JohnQT unable to even get half. Destroy with a horn stick in half and swing to deny. Heavy stack of the players. 4 from Sentinels committing to this one and trying to disrespect through into the one-way. The punish in sight, Annihilation wraps himself around, trying to break this one, but the punish is still there. Predicted in terms of the movement and the pathing. There has to be a rotation now from G2.
Do you use Icy's ult in this round? You're in a 3v4, it doesn't look winnable for you, no real map control. Are you just trying to look to save that?
He comes from the school of EG, so he might just send it. Despite the situation, Sentinels is fully rotating with the deadlock util put down on A.
A entirely, they just gave it up. Willing to try and fight this one. It's a double, high, low. Needs to be that response. And that's a rocket. It whistles straight past. Narrowly avoiding falling. 2 to stand here for G2. TenZ. Sidus of off angles here, but a horn not broken for him. He's revealed, sees now nade, rebounding into the corner. Trent is so damn low. 11 HP still now, sticking in easily covered. Icy, he will drop and fall, and a jumping peak again. Where do you set your sights? Over towards B, but already the stack is red here by Sentinels. Make sure that they've got plenty of players left to watch this one. Hello, the movement just going slightly ajar. Icy is getting away with murder. Here, JohnQT though finally steps up and around. Dodging, juking, any sort of util that comes his way. And no more time, you don't want to be saving these guns into the next. You need to get that plant down.
10 seconds left.
There's no chance, right? They're not going to be able to get to the site in that time.
No chance.
TP.
Oh, he's got it! Oh. He's got it!
We play on. Pulling that one from nowhere, and even an ult committed. There's respect being shown by Sen. They want to close this one out. Jonah P.
JohnQT's
looking around from behind. JohnQT, important in terms of the fight. Falling around, and one still stands between him and victory. The crowd wants it, chanting away. A bit of spam into the corner will seal his fate. Valen just cowering. Doesn't want to give too much away, and finally, it's claimed.
The crowd feels it. It might be coming home for Sentinels.
This one, but G2 can be a quirky team in that regard. Rebounds off, but no
They were
connection.
in there. He could have gotten that, but he just chooses to fire it off when he knows they should be hiding.
Yeah, it seems like much better to save that for the next wave of attacking utility. But Celsius has got them pressed in at the back. Their only escape option here is over towards B, which I'm surprised that Sen are not looking to try to cover.
Door's been opened wide. Might as well roll out the red carpet.
This looks like it's on Celsius. Do they read his position over towards B main?
Trips down, here's the plan. It's all happening all at the same
Spike
time here, just
planted.
trying to catch these low time his potential, just in case there are stragglers from the G2 camp. They've set themselves up now into it. And just in that transitionary period, I mean, Jonah P was not ready for a fight there, but Seems like neither was Zelsis. He's the one who falls, and is this going to be a save?
Wow, they're going to call the save. Zelsis and Sassy without really any credits in the bank. And they want to keep hold of the op, the Odin. Remember, Tens, I'm not sure he's even fired a shot. Did G2 even know that he has an operator at this point?
I don't think so. I think you're right.
So it's entirely possible that the gambit that Tens went for, by picking up this op, could still have value in the next round if G2 run into it.
It's super important to keep those guns, and they do. I would love to see that shot from tight positions when you have an operator.
Sassy just trying to put that pressure and apply it. He's with the heat now. Nightfall has to be respected. Icy, he's fast on the trail as well, sniffing them all out for the back of the site, revealed and spammed away. There's no hope in hell. And Sassy just could not work his way through that one. A nade rebounding forces the satchel away. Once more, 3 players to stand for Sentinels, and a decision is made for them. They cannot play into this.
I think the Tens op is hurting them more than helping them at this point. That's a spot where if he's got a rifle in his hand, his current form on Lotus, I think he's taking one with him. But unfortunately, G2 pushed him into an uncomfortable spot where he's taking close-range fights and actually has to swing into them with the operator as well. Even for a player with as hot a hand and as good a track record as Tens there, those shots are just too difficult to hit consistently.
I think you're right. But for this next round, still carrying these 3 guns forward, that operator is going to lay lying on the ground there at the back of the site. And it won't be a problem going forward.
No. But G2 are at 12. Only one.
And they'll do it. This is full emphasis being placed over towards C. Showstopper. It was Earn Prior. Trips into the face as well, but the timing just ducked straight past it. Icy. He's hunting. Hot onto their heels. Oh. Tail end of the fuse. Just doesn't quite get it off still.
I mean, that's space, though.
He's not going to be pushed away from this spot. Sentinels have to answer this somehow. Util into their hands. The Prowler at least catching onto that contact. And a kill. It is there. Icy not able to escape away from this one here. Has to be fast and loose once more from Sentinels, but it has to all come together. G2 entirely off site. They want to play this one straight away. Winning these fights. Valid brings it at 4v4. Time taken away. Paranoia sweeps its way. Tens. The pressure is applied, but his team needs to at least get onto this here. What is the call? Nobody finding it. Time is ticking. Options escaping. And Sentinels just can't quite manage it. Kills need to be found. Flooding forwards. G2, patience, wins the day.